Good morning, happy Saturday. I'm on my way back to the tent to where you saw me in the end of last vlog to go and hand in my baked goods.
Welcome to another episode of Toby Stupid Vlog.
Truly a weird experience this, but there we go. Got to try something. Got to try everything once. So that's what we're going to do. And then once that's all set up and what have you, and I've paid my entry fee, then I'm going to come home because the thing doesn't actually open until 12:30. So there we go. It is intense in there. I will film it a bit later on when we come back. That is a surprisingly nerve-wracking. Entering a loaf into a baking competition at the local village fete. Who knew it could be so terrifying and exhilarating? So there we go. I've also entered a picture, but I don't hold out much hope for that. I just thought it's a fun picture. So the photo categories are always massively oversubscribed, and the people that claim to be amateurs, who knows? Anyway, why not? Doesn't cost any more to enter a second category. So there we go. I'm going to walk home casually, catch my breath, and then probably go do some packing and thank you cards and whatnot before we come back. The one other thing I meant to show you is you get an exhibitor's card when you enter. That basically says that you have put something in. It's got your number on, so you know you can claim your rosette, I don't know, prize, whatever, if you win. So there we go. It's a good reason to get up in the morning, isn't it? Baking. Side note, it is disappointingly predictable who entered which categories. So largely, from what I could see of who was setting up, the baking categories were all women who were predominantly retired. The photography categories were all predominantly men, which is again disappointing. And the only categories that were kind of a bit more balanced, maybe the produce, which is vegetables and fruits and things. But I mean, you know, this is Kew, this is the waspiest area you can find, so it's not really surprising there's a load of middle-class white people taking part in a village bake-off. It is disappointing that there aren't, because of the generations, it's a split in the way, gender split the way that stereotypes would suggest. That'll probably change with time. As a man under 40 entering a bread baking category, I feel quite pleased with myself. So this little strip of land on my left, between the footpath here and the retail park, which is on the other side, which is only about 5-6 metres wide, has a lot of wildlife, in particular squirrels. If you come here in the morning, every tree seems to have at least one squirrel in. There's one just shot up there, one gave me an evil back there, and then there's usually a couple shouting at each other further down. A couple of squirrels, that is. It's quite amazing how such a tiny width can provide such sort of density of nature. I realise it's quite long, but it's, talk about not ideal location. I know some of the squirrels can get across from the gardens in the taller trees, but still it does a very good job, this little patch. It's not very well cared for, unfortunately, but it's still very welcome. So look at some of those marrows and the pumpkins, they're crazy.
First I'm doing this,
We are back in the school. And what's going on here with my life? Huh? Got a second, very nice. The fish got fourth and the loaf got second. Just going around looking at the beetroots and cabbages, and then we've got carrots and chilies. I think it's a possibility I could have entered, but maybe next year. Who knows? Everyone's here for the grand prize giving. The trophies are Very shiny.
Exhibitor gaining the most points in the dahlia classes goes to Ailsa West. And
Cup
you've
number
won the
4.
Sir Arthur Hill Cup for gaining the most points in the show.
There's one like half of the silverware. It's really impressive. Look at 2 different categories, 3 different categories, and the overall. This is pack up. The exhibitors come and they take back their produce if it's not leaving it for auction. Get the cards, and then they auction off the rest. Good afternoon. Here we are in a field with a cricket pitch at the end. This is Nag's Head pub, which we've come for Sunday lunch with my parents. We're now going for a little post-lunch stroll up the hill.
No hats. Have you got a hat
This is a road in inverted commas. Look
No,
at
we're
that.
not in the shade. Have you got a hat in the car? Because you've got no hair.
Good morning. It's Thursday. How the hell did it get to Thursday? Well, the answer is I just kept going to work until it was Thursday. And so here we are. And obviously it was bank holiday, so that helped a bit. It's going to be a very nice day today. It's at the moment not boiling hot, but it's warming up. So I'm going to make the most of the early opening queue, have a little walk around whilst the sun's out, take some photos, have a play around with the camera that I'm taking on holiday, so check I'm happy with what I'm actually taking, camera lens combination. And then yeah, do last bit of packing, and then I'm mostly there really. Just one more day of work tomorrow, and then we get on a plane and we go to Milan. So I'm quite excited. So it's the last day of August, and there's a lot of chatter around in this country about how the last day of August is the last day of summer, which of course isn't true, not in any sense, not least because summer ends when autumn begins, which is at the equinox. But moving on from that, it's not even the last day of summer because this is the end of the good weather. It's just that we're sort of trained to believe that June, July and August is the only time we ever get good weather. But increasingly in this country that isn't true anymore, largely because of sort of slow creeping climate change. But very often we get very good Mays, very good Septembers and very erratic summers. So if anything, the weather might get better. It's actually been pretty good this last week. And on a day like today, I mean, it's very hard to look at this and go, oh yeah, summer's over. It's not. There are signs that the days are getting shorter, not least because this time in the morning you've still got dew on the ground and that kind of thing, and it gets dark a bit earlier, but that's not quite the same thing. So the slightly wonderful thing that happens when you have a sort of dewy morning like this is that the first time the wind picks up, all the water that's sitting on the trees gets dislodged and you get the sound of rain without actually any rain. It's quite weird. It's very nice. You only get it for the first breeze, and then once all the water's gone, obviously it's done. Can you see the clouds starting to form? The heat on the wet lawn is starting to evaporate the moisture. It doesn't come out very well on film, but there's a fair amount of mist coming off this grassy spot. It's actually beginning to warm up quite nicely now. So it occurs to me that despite my rant about the fact that it's very much summer, the next time I come to these gardens it almost certainly will be autumn. There's an equinox on the 22nd of September, which is a Friday, and we're not back until the 19th, and then I'm at work the rest of that week. So the 23rd is the earliest I'm likely to come into the gardens, and that will be technically autumn. Now it could still be as nice as this, frankly, but it'll be autumn nonetheless. So that's quite a depressing thought. That said, we'll have had an amazing holiday at that point, and also all the kids will be back at school, so the gardens will be empty again, which is wonderful. I realise I've got quite bad at wrapping up on Fridays, but here I am in the USP office. Everyone else has gone. I should be going because I need to go to the Apple store, because still haven't had the screen fixed, which is very annoying, which is what I'm going to do shortly. Would you believe it? We were literally interrupted by a PPI call. I can't believe they still exist. Anyway, I am done, other than a trip to the Apple store, which you don't want to see. So this is where we're going to end this week's video. I'm not sure when you're going to get to see these, because if they do take my laptop, I will not be doing any video uploads for about 3 weeks, by which point I'll be about 5 weeks behind. But we will catch up. You will see this eventually. And I am going with Crystal on honeymoon tomorrow morning to Italy, and we will see the Italian Grand Prix on Sunday. So that is excellent, and I'm very much looking forward to it. So I hope you'll join me for that, which will have been a long time in the past, but as far as you're concerned, it's still in the future. See you later.
Toby Stupid Vlog.